Imagine yourself flying to your destination, and the passenger next to you is an actual pilot. In today's video, we'll speak about 10 things pilots cannot miss when flying as passengers. Number 10. Exit door. You hear about the nearest exit locations from flight attendants, but did you know that pilots are already a step ahead? Pilots fly way more than usual. They know very much about emergency exits and their locations. Some pilots even go a step further with calculating the number of rows and steps to that emergency exit. During any emergency landing or crash, the cabin will be dark, or even might be upside down, so the only way to know your exit is if you calculate it ahead. Number 9. Light? First up on our pilot's observation list is something most of us don't pay much attention to, which is the angle of light coming into the cabin. Just like savvy detectives, pilots glance out of the window, checking how those rays of sunshine play inside the aircraft. But why is this important? Well, it's because change in the sunlight direction means change in direction of the aircraft, and this could be of many reasons. Might be due to bad weather or equipment malfunction. So pilots flying as passengers are keeping an eagle eye on that sunlight. Number 8. Landing. You might think that pilots sit back and relax when they're passengers, but that couldn't be further from the truth. As the plane approaches its destination, several points need to be checked by the pilots and the flight attendants. Things like trays should be up, seatbelts on, shades up, and nevertheless, the ding sounds. Pilots flying as passengers pay more attention to the plane when it's around 10,000 feet. The crew must level the plane. An experienced pilot who would fly as a passenger will go through all the checklists, and if something went wrong at that point, he'll be aware. Number 7. Smells. When pilots are in the cockpit, they can actually hear everything that's going on with the plane and link it to its problem if possible. However, when pilots fly as passengers, they can't really hear those noises as the cabin's soundproof. All they can actually do is smell. While we might casually brush it off, pilots are trained to sniff out those unusual smells. These smells could be subtle clues indicating something's not quite right with the aircraft systems. It's like having a built-in warning system that helps ensure our safety. Number 6. Delays. Delays might be a nightmare for all passengers, but pilots have a different perspective on these unplanned hiccups. When they're passengers like us, they're not just sitting back and twiddling their thumbs. They're actively interpreting those delay messages, trying to understand the reasons behind them. It's like peeking behind the curtain to see how the airline handles unexpected challenges. Number 5. Announcements. Those familiar announcements we hear throughout the flight might seem like something normal for us passengers, but did you know that pilots listen to them with keen ears? They know the language, the tone, and the critical information being shared. It's almost like they have a secret decoder ring for these announcements. Sometimes pilots flying the plane might use different phrases to comfort us passengers, but pilots flying as passengers know very well what's going on. Number 4. Ding sounds. Here's a fun little secret. Those mysterious ding sounds you hear during the flight are not random. They're like little messages sent from the heart of the aircraft. Those chimes have specific meanings, and it's like they have a personal hotline to the flight deck. Pilots flying as passengers know the meaning of every ding sound, while passengers are totally clueless about it. Number 3. Passengers in their distribution. Now, you might think pilots are just passively gazing around the cabin when they're flying as passengers, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Those sharp eyes are taking in more than you might realize. Ever notice them scanning the fellow passengers and peeking into the aisles? Well, they're not being nosy. They're doing quick mental math, estimating the passenger load and distribution, because it's all about that center of gravity stuff, and they want to ensure the plane stays perfectly balanced during takeoff and landing. That's the reason why you can't change your seat on the plane. Number 2. Bathroom location. Pilots fly many aircrafts. They're very much aware of where bathrooms are in different planes, big and small. They know where the bathrooms are located on different aircraft models like the back of their hands. Number 1. Dirtiest places. Now, let's face it, airplanes can get a bit grimy after countless flights, but pilots know the dirtiest places on the planes like the back of their hands. They know exactly where passengers touch the most and which areas need a little extra care. You could bet they're hoping the cleaning crew does a thorough job before their next flight, just like we all do. This is the end of today's video. Which of these facts was the most interesting one? Share with us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn the post notifications on to receive the latest from us. See you in the next one.